All right, so why would I still be having some pain that comes across the front of the, maybe into the thigh or groin when someone has told me it's my back, but I feel it kind of in the front of the thigh? It's not the classic, sciatica type feeling down the back of the leg, right? The classic like butt, hamstring all the way to the calf. Is it still coming from your back? That's the tricky part, because different nerve roots, different levels supply different parts of the leg. So even though the classic sciatica, which is generally around the bottom two, L5-S1, right? So the L5 nerve root or the S1 nerve root, they kind of have a classic down the back here, S1 to the heel to the pinky toe. L5 will come down, kind of wrap around the shin, front of the shin to the top of the big toe. So those are more classic, and people identify those fairly quickly, fairly easily. A lot of practitioners will too. But what about the ones where people say, well, no, I have knee pain on the front here, or I have thigh pain, or I have groin pain. Is that my hip or is that my back? Those can be tricky. The way to test that is to say, okay, let's break it down into one body part at a time. If you have thigh pain that kind of wraps around the glute, wraps around the front of the thigh into the inside of the knee, that's a pretty classic, a higher level L4 nerve root, probably still from the back. But if you can think to yourself, I go through a couple questions. How did it happen? If you have an actual mechanism, like I was sprinting, I was lifting, something where there's a reason as to why you may have strained or injured your, quad muscle. Okay, then we can put that into the bank and we can start thinking about the scales kind of tipping more towards an actual, leg or muscle issue. And then think about what things make me feel better and worse. That's a big one too. So if it feels like, no, I can walk and feel pretty good. Okay, well, you're using your muscle. So if a muscle is strained or injured, typically using it hurts worse. And then, well, when I sit or when I bend, I feel it, shooting to the top of my thigh. Again, if I'm sitting and resting, I'm not using that muscle. So it shouldn't really hurt me as bad if I'm sitting and resting because I'm not using it. But that's a big key. That says it's probably from the back. And then the third thing we'd want to look at is an actual physical exam. Let's set some baselines. Okay, here's where the pain is. It's a 6 out of 10. I bend forward, it goes to 7. I slide my hips. Okay, there it goes to like another 7. Go this way, it's a little less. Like you just want to set some baselines, symptomatic baselines. So how much of the pain? Where's the pain? So always think of this: pain intensity, pain location, and then mechanics. How do I move? Does my leg feel weak? Can I move all the way left and right? Can I bend forward and backwards? Once you've set them, then pick just one area. Start with the back. Start moving the lumbar spine either into repeated flexion. Repeatedly flex it in standing. You can flex it in lying, right? Bring it up. So pick one direction, start with flexion, and then retest your baselines. Ooh, worse, more pain. Now it's down to here, it's a 7 or an 8. Okay, you don't want to make it worse, but at least you've identified where it's coming from. Because you didn't move your leg, you were moving your back, and it had a direct cause and effect relationship on the symptom. If that's the case, then you want to pretty much think right away, okay, I need to go the opposite direction. So then I need to start working into extension. I need to start going this way, either in standing or in lying, right? Pressing up, sets and sets and sets. You can't just do 5 and say, well, it hurts, okay? It's likely, it's very normal for it to increase the pain while you do it. Just like when I bend forward, ouch, it increases the pain. Come back, no worse. But as I did more, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, that's when it actually became worse. Red light, stop, okay, that's wrong. Go the other way. As I go into extension, up, ouch, it hurts. Okay, come back down. No, back to a 6, do it again. 7, okay, come back down. No, back to a 6. As you keep going into it, as long as it calms down fairly quickly when you're done, that's not wrong. But you've been told so many times, if it hurts, don't do it. If it hurts, stop. That's not necessarily true. You have to think about if it's really making something worse, like actually doing damage, or if it's just a temporary increase or production of pain that calms down. Like if I pull my finger back, that hurts. I don't like it. It's stretchy, it's strainy. I don't like that feeling. It increases pain for me. When I stop, gone. So I didn't do any damage. That's what it's like. It's like pulling a finger back that hurts, but then it's no worse afterwards. So by thinking about where this pain is, and then how movements of one of the joints affect it, you'll be able to identify where it's coming from.